Today we're doing a lab with Quaker Chemicals.
Oh, we work at Quaker Chemical. It's very important to get into the high schools because that's where you can really impact kids at an early level.
Well, Quaker Chemical is here as a part of STEM program, so promoting science, technology, and education, engineering. So what we do here is we're trying to engender in the kids a sense that, science is cool, it's applicable, it can be used to develop their professional careers and ultimately, give rise to a good lifestyle later on.
Yeah, so Quaker has been involved with Norristown this is about the fourth year, actually, and it's a really rewarding program for us.
So I think it's really important to have updated equipment in the lab because for safety reasons, the students need to know how the updated equipment works and what they would be expected to be working with in real-time environments when they're actually practicing. And just learning how equipment and evolving technology it works.
The right kinds of gloves and glassware. And so if you don't educate your students with the necessary standards of today's world, then they are already a step behind.
Today we figured out the densities of different liquids.
We used syrup, maple syrup,
oil,
and we used glycerol.
We used water.
And we taught them about density today.
We measured the volume and the mass, and we divided the mass by the volume.
And from those calculations, they then poured them in a graduated cylinder. And then after that, they had a handful of solids.
We dropped peanuts, we dropped gobstoppers, we also dropped a mint and the raisin.
And what they were doing was they were predicting when they dropped them in this four-layered structure, this tiered solution, where they would fall. Yeah, so there's some surprising things for the students.
I was mostly surprised that one of the candies, a Whopper, and it actually floated on top of the oil.
So it was a pH acid experiment. So we were extracting anthocyanin from cabbage juice, it's red cabbage, into water. And it's an interesting chemical because it has a variety of colors as a spectrum of pH. So we have various kind of common household ingredients that have various pHs. And they take that anthocyanin, which they extract themselves, and then add it to each one of the solutions. And by doing so, they can measure pH, which is a very relevant experiment in terms of chemistry.
Experiment was basically to give the kids an indication of pH, the pH scale, what an acid is, what a base is, using products they're familiar with, such as cabbage, and the fact that there's a chemical in cabbage that will provide an indicator to indicate how a particular material that they get used to, like laundry detergent or baking soda, what its pH is.
We took the red cabbage and put it in a blender to kind of extract the indicator in the cabbage, and then we poured that through a coffee filter to get the indicator out of that.
And we basically drained out the cabbage water, and then we added different types of solutions such as vinegar, potassium hydroxides, things such as that. And we saw what different colors were made, and we evaluated what pH level occurred.
We discover the different pHs if something's acidic or if it's basic.
It was a great experience getting to engage with the high school students and, seeing what their questions were, what interested them. They had questions about our careers and what we did and what our company did.
You need to learn how different things react, and everyday things could have different reactions with each other.
I want them to walk away with a little bit of appreciation of science, and hopefully some of them will kindle a spark and get an excitement of potentially seeing, based on the fact that three of us are here, that there are potential careers in science. Science is a very important fundamental technology, and there are a lot of opportunities out there.
It's good to have somebody else teach you rather than your teacher.
I think everybody learns differently, and I'm certainly one of those kids, maybe in high school, that was really bored by the theory, and until I got hands-on and did the experimentation, it didn't really click for me. So I think it's important that you have a spectrum of ways that you teach people, because people all learn differently. We're all different, especially when you're talking about sciences, making it applicable to their life and giving them that sort of hands-on experiment is so valuable if you want to light that spark and inspire them to pursue something like this as they move into college.
It's nice to have people from the outside come in because you learn about what people do outside in different jobs, and
it's extremely important. That's priceless, because to educate our youngsters and give them an appreciation for science, the potential for science, they've got to have equipment. They've got to have better equipment so they understand what's being used now in academia, in industry, and there they can understand that what they're doing here, they're going to be doing further on, and that'll help them, give them an excitement of moving forward with science in their future.
Because we actually got speakers that come to our class.
We're based in Conshohocken, but we've partnered with Norristown exclusively. The thing that really grabbed us about Norristown schools was the willingness to work with the teachers here. The teachers really welcomed us into the classroom and said, look, our kids aren't really doing a lot of hands-on lab experiments anymore. Can you help us with that? And of course, that's right up our alley. Ultimately, Quaker feels it needs to be a good community partner and we want to be engaged in our community and help our community. And as a company of scientists and engineers, this is a really great way to get involved.
Quaker Chemical to me is a very well-run public company that has an appreciation for the fact that the current generation of students in schools need help to better appreciate what science is. Quaker's a science company. They develop science technology, mainly in the lubricant and the metalworking fluids. They need people. And they're looking to help recruit people, not just for lubrication, but also for science, because that's very important for Quaker and very important for the United States.
Yeah, it went great. The kids here are fantastic. We really enjoy it. I think they've gotten used to seeing us now, since this is our fourth year of doing this, and our people are really enjoy coming here. So it was fantastic.
At the end of the day, it's a mutual benefit in building these relationships with the school, and really kind of inspiring kids at a young age to get involved and to become interested in these topics like science and chemistry, and really develop that so that someday they can continue on with further education and career paths.